We're all born alone, and ultimately, we'll all die alone. But in between that time, we need each other far more than we can possibly realise. We all need social connections, and that's an inherent primitive response to way back when you look at Neanderthal times. We had different people doing different roles in order for us to survive. And they all worked together. You had somebody who was the hunter, somebody who was the cook, the lookout, procreators, and they all had a job to do and a role to do, but between them all, it was those social connections that worked. You step forward to the 21st century, and that primitive response is still there. It's just that now we don't have to go and hunt our food. It's easily available, but we still need those social connections of other people near us. And even 60, 70 years ago, when we lived really closely to our extended family, they've potentially moved now for work, or they've just moved, and we're not potentially as close to our neighbours or friends anymore. And that leaves some people feeling extremely isolated. But what can we do? Well, we can do lots of things, and we can really try and help with some of those sort of social connections. We meet people all the time from a whole range of different backgrounds and diverse backgrounds. And throughout our lives, we'll have encounters with many, many people. And I think within less than a minute, you'll know if they're the people that you want to connect with, that you want to work with, want to be with. So a little bit like a sieve, that you'll meet all these different people throughout different periods of your life. You'll have school, college, potentially university, work, sports, clubs. All these different people will come into your life, and some of those relationships may be transient and they'll fall through, and other relationships will be there for the whole duration. But not necessarily as straightforward as that, because you may have some that fall in and then they'll drop out and then fall back in again. But at different bits of your personality, you'll have different relationships. You'll have people that you'll laugh your head off with, people that you'll cry buckets with, and people you'll have those deep, meaningful conversations with. And not just necessarily from a personal point of view, but also from a work perspective. We're all different. You've got potentially people who do finance, people who are the creatives, and people who are the doers and the practical people. And not everybody always sees eye to eye. The finance will think the creatives are very messy and disorganised, and the creatives potentially will think the finance have got real attention to detail. But actually everybody has something to offer. And if you can get those different people into a room and you can get somebody to actually bring those connections and those people together, and a skilled leader in businesses, then you can end up with a really high functioning team where everybody's needs are getting met, and actually everybody's happy as well. And the same about organisations. If you're an organisation, say for example you're in education, and you stay within your education field, you're just meeting other people in education, that's all you know. And the same for corporate, the same for health, and lots of other different sectors. But if you can get people out of their sectors and actually into a room having one conversation, amazing things can happen. We're all in this journey of life together, and we'll all basically have a life that's a bit like a flat line, but it's not. It'll have ups and it'll have downs going all the way through. Some people, you'll see, will have downs mostly, and you'll wonder how they're still actually surviving the amount of knocks that they've had. But at all these different bits, it's all better. The highs are better, the lows are better, and actually that normal day-to-day existence is better if we've got other people near us and around us. I lost my brother suddenly when I was 16, and my dad to a brain tumour 10 years later. And during those periods of the grieving process, it felt like somebody had pulled into my heart, ripped it out and put it into a bucket of ice. Sometimes it just felt quite difficult to breathe. But it was all made more manageable by having people around me. And as a society, we have that within us. And you can just see from recent times, from the COVID situation, we all didn't have the same experience because some people's lifestyles were different from other people's. But we did have that sort of collective environment that we'd never experienced together anymore. We could go out for exercise 1 hour a day. We couldn't go on holidays. We could hear the birds. But something quite amazing happened within communities. Thousands of people came forward to help each other out. And also at a real local level, neighbourhoods came together. And you found people going out shopping for other people, and some amazing stories of humanity and kindness, and people really going the extra mile. And the memes, some of the fun as well. Then, people were sharing that, and we had this whole environment that we were helping each other out. We also had that clapping on the doorstep. And I, for one, thought that was such an amazing thing that happened. And I'm really glad that we got to experience that. It's nothing I'd seen in my lifetime. And I'm really glad that my children got to see that as well. Because that experience made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. People coming together. Neighbours coming together. We had a WhatsApp group on our street that came about. And some of us knew each other, but not all of us. And all of a sudden, we were helping each other, we were supporting each other, and we became a little bit of a mini community in our own self. And not just from a psychological perspective of helping each other out, but actually from a safety perspective, there's real strength in people coming together. Because if you know that Edna, at number 18, is on her own, and Jack is a single parent with a couple of boys at number 4, well, look out for each other, because you've got that name, you've got that connection. So all of a sudden, our whole environment's become a lot safer. We're a lot stronger. And now we actually ring each other up and say, has anybody got any tea? But it's still there because it was created. And I'd really hoped in that lockdown period that those things would really continue. And in some communities they have, and you'll see little pockets where it's flourishing. But unfortunately, I feel as though, we have gone back a little bit to where we're busy, we're doing things, and we're all getting on with our day-to-day lives. But we're all going to experience a sea of emotions throughout our life. We'll have ups, we'll have downs, we'll have sadness, we'll have loss, loneliness, anxiety, we'll all experience that. And if there's anything we can do as a society to help each other out, we have to try and do that. Because at the end of the day, it's unlikely we'll be thinking about the houses we live in, the cars we have. We'll be thinking about the people that we've met, the memories that we've made, and the people who've got into here. We've all got a chance to change the narrative that we hear. We just have to really amplify the good, the kindness, and we can do that one word at a time.